So, when you hear the name Warren Buffett, what's the first thing that comes to mind, right? It's investing, billions of dollars, the stock market. But what if I told you his most profound advice, like the real secret to his success, has almost nothing to do with money? Yeah, we're going to break down the rules that truly define a successful life, according to him.
And this is it. This is his ultimate measure of a good life. I mean, think about it. Coming from one of the richest people on the planet, that's pretty stunning, right? He talks about seeing these incredibly wealthy people, they've got buildings named after them, but they're just miserable. Why? Because at the end of the day, nobody really truly loves them.
So you see, his core philosophy isn't about piling up wealth. It's about piling up love. That's the foundation for everything else. And for the next few minutes, we're going to dig into the practical, day-to-day rules he lives by that all grow from this one simple, powerful idea.
All right, so let's get into it. We'll start with what he calls the single best investment you could ever make. And nope, it's not a stock. It all starts with you.
This is his #1 piece of advice. Seriously. It's a principle he comes back to again and again and again. He's totally convinced that anything you do to improve your own talents, your own abilities, well, that has the highest return on investment, period. Because think about it. No one can ever tax it, and no one can ever take it away from you. So how do you actually do it?
Well, he breaks it down into 2 really simple but totally critical steps. First, master communication. And second, take care of the one and only mind and body you'll ever get. Let's tackle that first one, communication.
And this is just classic Buffett, right? Such a great folksy way to explain why communication is so important. You can have the best ideas in the world, these amazing, brilliant insights, but if you can't get them out of your head and into someone else's, they're just useless. As he says, nothing happens.
And listen, this isn't just some vague, feel-good suggestion. He actually puts a number on it. He tells students that just by learning to communicate better, writing and speaking, they can increase their lifetime earning power by at least 50%. 50! I mean, that's incredible. The sheer value he puts on this soft skill is just, wow. Okay, so the second part of investing in yourself is your health. And he uses this fantastic analogy. He says, imagine someone gives you a car. It's the only car you will ever own in your entire life. What would you do? You'd read the manual, you'd fix every tiny scratch, you'd keep it in the garage. Well, you get exactly one mind and one body. You can't just wait until you're 50 to start taking care of them, because by then, like that car, they'll be all rusted out.
Okay, next up, let's move on to the second major pillar of Buffett's whole philosophy. And this one is all about the huge, just unavoidable impact of the people you choose to hang out with.
And Buffett is super clear about this. He says you are absolutely going to move in the direction of the people you associate with. So it's just critical to hang around people who are better than you are. He also says to be really careful about who your heroes are, because you're going to end up being like them. But the biggest decision of all for most people, their spouse. His advice is hilarious. You want to pick a spouse that's a little better than you are, and then you hope they don't figure it out too fast. Gotta love them.
All right, so we've talked about investing in yourself, and we've talked about relationships. Now, let's finally get to his home turf, the stock market. And according to him, most people get tripped up by one single fundamental mistake.
See, for Buffett, smart investing is all about owning a piece of a business. You're not just trading a ticker symbol. His advice? Buy a wide slice of American businesses and just hold on. He says to think of it like owning a farm. You wouldn't sell your entire farm just because the weather forecast for tomorrow looks bad, right? But the common mistake? People get totally seduced by what he calls easy liquidity. It's just so easy to buy and sell stocks that they feel like they have to be doing something, constantly trading, listening to the pundits, reacting to all the noise, and that, he says, is a recipe for disaster. That's not investing.
All right, for our last section, let's pull back the curtain and look at the personal stuff, the habits and philosophies that really show you the man behind the billions. This is where it all kind of clicks into place.
You want to understand his mindset? Just look at his diet. It's famous at this point. Buffett basically eats what he liked when he was 6 years old. We're talking hot dogs, hamburgers, and a whole lot of Coke. He even said that if someone proved he'd live 1 year longer by only eating broccoli, he'd turn down the deal. He figures that extra year would be miserable anyway. It's a perfect example of how he just sticks with what works for him, and he does not care what anyone else thinks. And his personal favorites, they're also super telling. His favorite book, The Intelligent Investor, that's what gave him his whole framework for investing. His favorite movie, The Bridge on the River Kwai, is this deep story about obsession. But take a look at his favorite song.
Yep, My Way. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? It's just too perfect.
From his diet to his investing strategy to how he defines a successful life, it all comes down to this deep, did conviction to live life completely on his own terms. He plays by his own internal scorecard, not anyone else's.
And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. True success, for Buffett, isn't about getting applause from the world. It's about investing in yourself, choosing the right people to have in your corner, and having the guts to do things your way. And if you can get to the end of your life and find that the people you want to love you actually do love you, well then, according to Warren Buffett, you've won the game.